Hello my dear friends, you're on the Military Summer channel, and during this short update we're going to discuss the situation around Avdiivka. Let's take a look at the Russian sources map. As you can see, there are a lot of icons around this town. The first icon is located on the north, above the town, by the name of Stepova. This morning we start receiving updates, or not even updates, but confirmation that the Russians establish 100% control over this town. The first map that was updated is the Institute of Study of War map. As you can see, they have added this town into red zone, saying that this town is not even a territory that under Russian claims, that this territory is under complete Russian control. Furthermore, if we take a look at the Russian sources map, you're going to see that there is another icon above the town by the name of Kamyanka. These texts is saying that the Russians, as a result of storm operation in this area after taking control over Vysyola, also established control over Kamyanka. Furthermore, like 30 minutes ago, we got another updates from the south that there are very heavy clashes in the vicinity of this, let's say, Uglidar block inside of Avdiivka. It's some kind of reading quotes. Uglidar block, we discussed the structure, that this block is very similar to Uglidar, with a lot of high buildings that located very close to each other. So we can say that if this piece of information about Stepova, Kamyanka and the clash in the south of Avdiivka is true, that means that Avdiivka from now on is an operational encirclement, or even more, has already appeared in a cauldron. Let's return back to the Western sources map. Yesterday we discussed the battle for Avdiivka, and we discussed about some kind of operational pause in the vicinity of Bakhmut. I told you that the Russians changed their focus in Avdiivka, and maybe one of the reasons of clashes of Bakhmut was to force the Ukrainians to send as much as possible reserves from this area. And now this area is very weak from the Ukrainian side, and the Russians took a decision to use this advantage, and they start their offensive operation from all over the sides in direction of Avdiivka. Now let's update this map a little bit. According to the Russian sources, Stepova is under Russian control. I believe that Ukrainians are going to do some counter-offensive operation to restore their positions, but the question is whether they are able or not. Furthermore, Vysyola and Kamyanka is also under Russian control. According to the information we have, the Russians are pushing in direction of Berdichi, trying to cut the roads that connects Avdiivka with the mainland. The Russians have already cut the railroad that connects Avdiivka with the mainland. Furthermore, the Russians are pushing in direction of this block, and this attack, I was surprised seeing this attack, because as we discussed, this is one of the most fortified area. The only reason why the Russians took a decision to attack in this direction maybe is that this area is already suppressed. This area is already destroyed with the Russian air bombs, because during the previous months they were attacking this area heavily. If we take a look at the Russian sources map, and if we increase the range of data, let's say for months, you're going to see that this area was highly bombed by the Russians with air bombs like FAB 500 and control bombs and so on. So you can see, I believe that this area is reduced to ruins. And maybe this is the reason why the Russians took their chance to attack in this area. Furthermore, I believe that as soon as the Ukrainians understood that they lost their connections using the railroad, and that they lost the town by the name of Stepova, there appeared some kind of panic inside this area among the Ukrainians. And maybe that also was a very important factor that forced the Ukrainians to maybe to step back, or to lose their spirit to fight, or willing to continue clashes. And if all these updates are true, then we can say that this is already a tactical encirclement, or even maybe a cauldron, because the situation in the vicinity of Avdiivka is 10 times worse than situation in comparison with Bakhmut. We discussed this in my previous videos. So let's follow for Avdiivka. I believe that next hours we are going to receive more and more updates, and something tells me that we are going to see the fall of Avdiivka even earlier than the fall of Bakhmut. And that's it for this short update. Military Summer channel reminds we condemn any violence in Ukraine. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel, put your likes, join my Patreon, and have a good day. Bye bye.